If you're an online coach, then you need to hear about this mind-blowing content strategy on Facebook. It literally helped me double my income in less than 60 days, going from a $15,000 a month to a $30,000 a month, and it can do the same for you. Instead of relying on repetitive tactics that give you zero leverage inside of your business, let's really break down what it takes to actually create a larger income while working more hours away from the business. Let's get into it. We just helped a student actually implement this same strategy into his business where he was making about 2 to 3K per month and actually jumped up to 10K a month. He's now closed 2 10K months in the past 3 months there while using this strategy, all right? So really we're talking 3-4xing it. It doesn't matter where you are, going from 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 50 to 100. Let's start doubling down and make this happen for you. Break this down into a couple of core key areas here. So let's go ahead and break this right down and get into it. Number one, there are 4 reasons why you need to be getting really good at making content. Let's get into exactly what each of those are. Number 1 is to sell without selling anything at all, right? To sell without selling directly. You see so much on Facebook and other platforms too, where you're really going ahead and just firing over sales pages to people through your content. The worst type of posts I ever see online are people just going ahead and posting on their timeline, posting wherever, and literally including a link to whatever the thing is, right? When you're going ahead and doing that, you are actually setting yourself up for more failure than you can imagine. We want to make sure that they have an understanding about how the pains that are specific to their life, their world, their business, whatever their goals are, tie exactly to the solution we have ready to provide, which leads us right into the next one, which is number 2, painting a real life picture. Okay, we want to make sure that we are really speaking to the heartstrings of our audience, and the way that you can do that is by not being so bland with a copy that you're using inside of your content, right? This can be whether it's written form in a post like on Facebook or a blog, whatever it may be, or even on a video form, right? Making sure that you're using a language that actually appeals to how things manifest in their real life. Too many times we're talking surface level and you're just saying, as an example, struggling to lose weight? Oh, that must be so tough. It's like that does not hit home enough. People are telling them this all the time. We want to make sure that we are truly hitting them in a place that they feel like it is resonating with them so tough, right? Just really hitting their core, like I mentioned, hitting their heartstrings there. So then how we do that, we really bring up those real life examples. We paint that picture that makes them feel like, wow, I just experienced that yesterday. I just experienced that last month, and now I'm finally getting over it, but I still don't have an answer on how to get past that. The number 3 reason is to generate warm leads, right? At the end of the day, when you start getting really good at content, you can literally pick out your best leads from your audience there and streamline your process to make sure that you are talking to qualified leads more and more consistently. And number 4, which I believe you really need to make sure you lock in here, is to really nurture your leads, nurture your audience. In reality, I say it all the time, at least 50% or more of the sales that we close inside our business on a regular basis come from follow-up, come from actual people who have been in our audience that now we have really brought them back in through content or various ways to spark a conversation and get them over the finish line, right? Tip over that last domino that gets everything rolling there. And so that does not happen if you not come intentionally with a content strategy that is meant to be long-term and nurture an audience. That's why I'm a big believer in you don't need a large audience. It all comes about how you're gonna monetize a small audience, right? And really make the most out of each, because then as your audience grows, more and more leverage comes into the picture right there. Okay, now those are the 4 reasons you really need to start making content ASAP and make sure you're coming into it with the right frame, all right? And if you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button down below to make sure you're locked into all of our future content. But let's keep rolling. The marketers and coaches out there who are focused on leveraging their time are going to be forever spinning their wheels. And I'll be honest with you, did I say spinning or spinning? Right, spinning their wheels. And I'll be honest with you, in reality, when I was first starting off, that's exactly what I was doing. In that 15K month, I was more so focused on just grinding away and letting my time do the heavy lifting. And obviously it got me to my first 15K month. I wasn't upset at it, but when I've gotten to that next 30K month with less than 60 days later, Absolutely not if I did not double down and start realizing how I can use my energy to create assets within my business. Now let me give you a real life example of what I'm talking about here. This is a post that we put out about 7 months ago inside my actual Facebook group, Original Chapters Marketing, where there I went ahead and actually put out a post giving away my free course there. It's once again, we give that to everyone inside of our free group. And inside of there, I put a post in where basically, hey, if you want access to this, go ahead and comment down below and we'll hook you up. As you can see, we've got over 375 comments at the time of us recording this right now, right? And literally, this was put out 7 months ago, and yet a day ago, yesterday, we still have people coming in and asking that for us, asking for this free course, asking to get this asset that we created. This asset that I had spent, I remember it was a Sunday, I spent about 5 hours making this, and now 7 months later, it's still bringing us in leadership-based conversations, okay? That is such a powerful piece to leverage inside your business. Now, the major pro about leadership-based conversations is simply the fact that you do not have to come off so attached to the sale. Right? It is one of the best ways to pull out leads who are in your audience, and in reality, pull out leads who you've already had conversations with months ago, a year ago, whatever it may be. And now you're sparking the conversation, not by doing the typical, oh, hey, how's it going? How's your business been? X, Y, Z. Now you're coming in from a leadership position, right? You're coming in as somebody who has an asset, something that you created as the expert there, that they have now told you they wanted, and you can absolutely go ahead and now give this to them while now sparking a conversation that does not come off as you being the desperate one, right? It comes from that position of leadership. And not only does it come from a position of leadership, but as you can see, posts like these will continue to make you money from months down the line, if not years down the line. I'm telling you right now, this exact post, come 2023, it will still be generating us warm leads and will absolutely be generating us sales inside of our business. Okay, so now the third key area that we have to start focusing on here is how do we go ahead and construct one of these, what we like to call honeypot posts. Okay, so now let's go ahead and really break down what those key elements are that make a killer honeypot post, right? A honeypot post, by the way that we see it, is something that can generate you leads, something that gets someone to raise their hand, something that can allow you to bring warm leads out of your audience, right? There's a reason I'm bringing this part up last, because you have to understand the foundation. Now let's break into the actual key structure points, right? The elements that are gonna allow you to make a post like this and start creating leads in your business and sales in your business from assets made months ago, if not years ago. So the first element we're talking here is you need an enticing hook. You need that something that can divert their attention away from just the casual scrolling that they may be doing on whatever platform they're on. It can really grab their attention, right? Can really be the thing that makes them want to jump out, right? It's like, imagine some kind of car comes and almost hits you. It's like, that has your attention all of a sudden out of nowhere. We need some type of piece of copy, something there that is attractive to your ideal avatar that can really make sure that's going to pull them out and make them say, wow, this is a no-brainer. I need to at least see what Justice is talking about. Past that, we need to focus on what I like to call the micro ad, right? Underneath your hook, your headline, or if it's a video, right? After your first 5-10 seconds, what is that next piece you're going to do to create that curiosity, right? At the first, what you're doing with the hook there is you're really dangling something that's special to them, but now we need to make sure that we really reel them in, right? It's like a 1-2 punch if you're a boxer or something. The hook is the first punch. Now, what are you gonna do to make sure you still really keep them in line and make them go down to see what this thing is that really hooked their attention? Because it can be very easy to get that first hook, but if you can so easily lose them right after that, if you don't make sure that your micro ad, that next small portion after, is done correctly. All right, now what comes next? Number 3 there. We have to address the problems, right? What is really going on inside of their world, inside of their business, inside of what they are trying to fix, right? There is a reason that we talked about how can you paint a real life picture earlier, because we really want to see how these problems manifest, right? We don't want to just go ahead and write content and really just kind of use vague language. We want to make sure that now we've enticed them with a hook, we've gotten them with more curiosity. Now we need to make sure that we are speaking to, as I mentioned, their heartstrings, speaking to the core of their issues by understanding that. And you want to go twofold with that there. There's really 2 types of ways to speak to problems. One, you can tell them from negative pain points, right? Your business is struggling, your health sucks, right? Or you can tell them what comes to them with some really positive pain points, right? Speak to the work ethic that they have, but they're not getting where they want to be. Speak to the positive side of the story that shows that they are your true ideal avatar, but they just have not gotten the success that they want yet. But bring those problems to the surface there so it continues to make them feel like, yes, this is me. Yes, this is me. That's how you know you're doing something right, when they're reading through and feeling like, wow, Justice, like this, I feel like I'm experiencing this right now as we speak, right now as I'm reading this, right? So now the fourth key element here is one that people actually drop the ball on a lot more than you would think. And it's because they really want to hide a lot of what they have there. And in reality, though they feel like they want to keep the goodness to themselves, it's hurting them a lot more than they think. And that's why number 4 is the plan here, right? Fourth key element is making sure that we can start selling the plan within our content, right? And as I mentioned, we're not selling the plan like go ahead and click here to buy my stuff, right? We're selling the plan where realistically we've addressed the problem and now we have to bring a solution to the table, right? We've gone ahead and shown them, we've made sure they're really resonating with a problem that we've addressed. You have them where you want them, right? So now make sure you can go ahead in reality, lock it in, right? Address that plan, bring it to the surface, make sure they know about how you can go ahead and fix their problems there. And one way that I really love here, this is a little bit of a bonus tip for the key to element number 5, I would say. In reality, this is the offer approach for your content, all right? The great way to really do this here, I'm surprised I'm giving this to you guys right now. The great way to really do that is by making sure that towards the end of the post, somewhere near it, really to me, I like to keep it right around where the call to action is. You are really selling this lead magnet, this asset, very hard at the end there, right? Whether it's at the end, you want to keep it right by where that call to action is, right? If the call to action is drop a hashtag this and I'll give you this, right? Then make sure you are selling the crud out of it right before you do that, okay? And you can absolutely go ahead and test both ways, but that is something that I would definitely recommend, whether it's in a bullet fashion, however you do it, but really lay it out there, right? Say, hey, this, you've read this post, you clearly have these problems, I've got the solution. Let me hammer it home for you, put the nail in the coffin, and make sure you truly understand why you need this thing. And then go ahead and ask for it, right? That's what we want to be doing right there. Take that offer approach that you would with any kind of an offer that you're looking to put out there to actually close a prospect on. Keep that same mentality when you're using a piece of content, right? And that's going to push so many more people over the finish line and help get those warm conversations started. A couple of keys there for you to make sure you're actually being effective when you're putting out some killer content out there and really starting to generate those leads, okay? And a great one for you to kind of have following up from that, because now you're going to have an onslaught of leads coming your way. So what can you really do to make sure you're filtering through correctly to increase that efficiency and protect that time and energy, okay? So really, I did a video about how to really shiny lead syndrome is destroying your business. So go ahead and click the link up there if you want to go ahead and see it, because it's going to be a great one to make sure that you're protecting your pipeline and really spending time with the people inside of there who actually want to move forward with you and really can consider themselves being a paying client. Had a great time rocking out with you here today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you are tuned into all of our future content. Hit that like button if you got some value here today. And as always, you are designed to become who you choose to be. We'll catch you later.